Be prepared. As Elephant continues to win, you are going to hear people try to FUD against the project by pointing out that Trunk is not $1.
But we need to keep them in perspective
and have them understand that Elephant token supply shocking is the focus, and everything else is secondary when it comes to Trunk, which will naturally heal after the supply shock.
Let's get into it.
Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK Crypto K, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is
SK Crypto K.
And before I get started, let me preface everything by saying that
I am not a financial advisor and these are for informational and entertainment purposes only.
So I hope everybody's enjoying their elephant bags, because this entire month of August has been spectacular. And for anybody that tries to say otherwise, look, the numbers don't lie. And while it is true that the overall market is not doing too hot, it's just giving Elephant the opportunity to gobble up more BNB token. And with Elephant token being the 10th largest holder of BNB in the entire Binance Smart Chain, this spring is winding up for explosive growth whenever BNB rallies, in addition to all of the circulating supply that is being locked up by all of the Elephant holders and Bertha. Now, as far as what the trajectory is for this protocol, you can see since May 4th of 2021, when this first came out, this project has been building a deep liquidity until Trunk and the Elephant Treasury were introduced at the end of last year, and then started to put a supply shock squeeze on the token, which we all know what happened here. That parabolic run-up was a combination of all of the circulating supplied tokens landing in the hands of investors and Bertha, and pushed the price into new heights, going all the way up to $560 million in market cap. Now, the Elephant Treasury, which is a token holder that is not designed to dump on you, had the famous exploit, which made Bertha dump on you, and essentially unwound the parabolic spring that had the Elephant chart going crazy earlier in the year. But fast forward, here we are 5 months later, and everything is poised to have another parabolic run-up, since more tokens are being pulled out of circulating supply and the Elephant Treasury growing. But overall, this token is on a trajectory upward,
and this is why you want to have a position in Elephant, and this is what you should tell your friends and family.
But it's the simple fact that when you look at where we are in the red elephant value, it really comes down to how we've entered the chute in regards to the parabolic run-up. So if you look at this hockey stick that happened pre-exploit, we are essentially right here. We have entered the blade of the hockey stick.
And over the next 45 to 60 days, we will be traveling up the heel of the hockey stick and then eventually going up the chute.
Now, what folks seem to forget about this inevitability is that after Elephant token 10, 20, 30 X's, there will be enough funds in the Elephant Treasury to pay off all of the liabilities of Trunk.
And this is where the haters need to listen,
because a smart participant in this protocol would actually purchase as much cheap Trunk as they could, because we're going to focus right here for a second. Right now, we know that Trunk is 20 cents. The Elephant Treasury is inverted and does not have enough value yet to put a significant dent on buying this Trunk BUSD Pancake LP. Now, there are a couple mechanisms at play here, but just remember that the Buy with Bertha campaign and Peanuts is designed to maximize the inflow of money coming into the Elephant Treasury, stuffing more tokens to lock up more supply. Now, while the input is wide open, the output from the Elephant Treasury is trickle fed, meaning all the folks who want to worry about the redemption queue and Trunk peg don't understand that this is intentionally trickle fed, and it's purely for the supply shock purpose. Now, there is a percentage coming out daily of the Elephant Treasury that is purchasing BUSD Trunk on Pancake. Now, I'm going to throw out some hypotheticals, but right now, you know the Elephant Treasury is valued at $11 million. And let's just say that a certain percentage is coming out of $11 million and then buying the trunk at these prices. Currently, that's not moving the needle much. This price hasn't changed. The sell pressure on trunk is far outweighing anything that the Elephant Treasury is doing because, again,
it is trickle feeding out.
Now, a certain percentage of $11 million isn't moving the needle. But think back as you go up this hockey stick. What happens to the Elephant Treasury value after it performs multiple X's? Because when you take another look at the Elephant Treasury, this value of $11 million
will also exponentially go up.
So if you were to take that same percentage of $300 million, for example, and it were buying trunk on a daily basis,
now you're starting to move the needle.
Wow, bro, you're blowing my mind. Could you give me some examples?
Certainly, child.
So I'm going to run through some hypothetical numbers here, but just remember that the governance contracts up here are community pressed buttons, and one of them is the trunk peg strategy. And so of that daily percentage that is coming out of the Elephant Treasury, it is getting locked into this governance checks and balance tab, to which then somebody at the end of a day can hit the peg button and this amount of BUSD will buy trunk on the Pancake LP. But let's dissect what amount of dollars is accruing in this section 24 hours a day. So this is where we take another look at the peg support. Now to break this down, and all of these numbers are hypothetical, but that percentage in the background coming out of the Elephant Treasury is set to a certain APR. If I'm not mistaken, it could be as low as 5% APR at the moment, but it can be dialed up to 20, 30, 40, 50% APR coming out of the Elephant Treasury and buying trunk. Now, we're going to pay attention to these numbers, but this APR means there's a daily percentage coming out of the Elephant Treasury of these amounts in this row. So if you were to come down to the Elephant Treasury value right here, which is roughly $11 million, then these are the numbers that are coming out on a daily basis from the Treasury and purchasing trunk BUSD on Pancake Swap. So at a trickle fed APR of 5%, that is only $1,500 coming out of an $11 million Elephant Treasury. $11 million. Let's come back over here. That's roughly what this is, okay? $1,500 come out of this daily and purchases this for 20 cents.
Not moving the needle.
But Bank Teller has the control to up this up to 50%, for example, which in this case would be $15,000 purchasing trunk BUSD on Pancake Swap.
Now, this does not make sense to do
because Elephant is the focus. But pay attention to these numbers as I change it. What happens when the value of the Elephant Treasury goes up to $111 million? At the low APR percentage, you went from 1,500 up to 15,000 that is performing a daily buyback. Then if you were to pull the levers and increase it, you can have up to $150,000 buying trunk on a daily basis.
And this may not necessarily outweigh the sell pressure,
but it's going to move the needle. But now you start getting into some interesting prospects, which is after the Elephant token is 10, 20, 30, 40 Xing itself, you are going to get an exponential rise in the value of the Elephant Treasury, because not only is it gaining more tokens, but more value. But what happens when this becomes $500 million? You're now looking at a trunk buyback of $68,000, or if the percentages were turned up, all the way up to over $500,000. And then still within reason, the Elephant Treasury will be worth $1 billion one day. And that's where you're looking at a daily buyback of $136,000. But with the levers pulled up, you can buy as much as $1 million a day.
And for the folks who want to drain as much trunk and sell off all the liabilities they want, go right ahead, because you will not outpace Bertha buying that cheap trunk. So go ahead and try.
But you see where I'm going with this. After the Elephant supply shock, you go up the hockey stick so much that the Elephant Treasury can sell just a fraction of the amount of tokens it takes, look over and spit at the trunk liabilities
and pay everything off.
So when you look at the Elephant Treasury now and you think of those percentages coming out as a trickle feed intentionally right now, guess what happens when this dials up and that percentage gets opened wide open? You're going to have so much buy pressure going onto trunk that this will have no choice but to stay at $1, which also puts all your peg adjusted APRs on Stampede back to 205% and has folks using the redemption queue less and less.
Now, this is just one aspect of why trunk will be back at $1.
Mark my words.
The other aspect is the redeem function, which everyone knows is congested at the moment because there's not enough coming out of this governance tab of the trunk redeem strategy, because again, it is also trickle fed. And sorry to all the folks who are locked in the redeem queue.
You'll get your money. You just need to be patient.
Because you have to remember, after the supply shock, the Elephant token will pay off all of this liability as well. And when this is cycling through people so fast, all of the amount of trunk that is going into the system, remember, gets burned. So this is also supporting the Trunk BUSD LP peg price. And over time, as this exponentially gets faster and faster, more people will then start to buy the cheap trunk on Pancake Swap. They will come up to the redeem queue for an arbitrage opportunity where they're getting it back dollar for dollar with their trunk.
But again, the redeem and the peg support are both trickle fed. What happens to the Elephant Treasury value when it gets into the millions and billions?
Is that making sense now? Are you seeing how the trickle feed intentionally today of the Elephant Treasury is for the sole purpose of supply shocking the Elephant token? And over time, when it makes sense, the trunk token will naturally heal itself. So if it were me and I had a bag and I am brand new to this protocol, I would get as much Elephant token as I could,
because we will never see these prices this low again.
And as Elephant token spends the rest of 2022 supply shocking up the curve, that also gives you a few more months of buying some cheap trunk and loading your bags as heavy as you can.
Because ultimately, if you believe in the supply shock of the Elephant token, then it goes without saying that you know deep down that trunk will go back to $1 because of how the system is designed.
It is simply genius.
So take advantage of this opportunity and make sure all of you are going out and teaching your loved ones, your friends, your family, and everybody that you can, because you're essentially looking at a $5.41 Bitcoin right now. And you have so many tools in place when it comes to buying with Bertha. So as you grow your herd, make sure that you are linking people up to your wallet address so that they are getting a discounted Elephant purchase of 8.5% tax, where you are getting 0.5% of the 8, and then the rest goes to Bertha. And if you're having a hard time onboarding people, because one of the hardest things about crypto is getting people's bank and fiat money over into the system, so just simply set them up with a MetaMask. You can teach them that, give them a cold storage wallet, show them how to do it on their computer, and then once they have that set up, just have them give you the cash. That way you can come over to buy with Bertha, set the destination to their wallet address, and then you simply purchase the Elephant token on their behalf, because you don't want them to fiddle around for weeks and weeks trying to figure out how to get fiat into crypto when you could do it right here for them. There are some other exciting opportunities coming here where the auto arbitrage feature built into the site is going to be enhanced, where it looks like there will no longer be a way to directly interact with the LP pools, and the funds coming in will now be governed by another strategy governance tab, and individualizing which BNB or BUSD LP is going to go to versus an auto arbitrage.
So a lot of exciting things coming.
Also, the new site does look very sleek when it comes to the trunk page. He's moved the Stampede up to the top with the stake next to it. And then as you scroll down, you can look at the stats for the raffle. You can link up to your herd partner here. But not only did the trunk and elephant pages themselves get redesigned, there is a new homepage here.
So that's it, folks. If you found this video helpful,
please consider hitting the like button and smashing that subscribe button as well as the notification bell.
and if you vibe with me
and would like to join my Telegram community, then find the link below.
And as always, until next time, please stay safe out there, stay blessed, and make good choices with your crypto.
That was smooth, son. That was smooth. You right. Elephant is the focus. I know what's up.
Yes, I know you do.
But it's the uneducated that need to understand why Trunk is going back to $1.
Mark my words.